It's weird how you know what to do, but you still won't do it. It's not laziness. It's because that's the way your mind is wired. Think about it. You will never consistently act in a way that goes against what you believe inside. Sounds wild, right? The good news? The good news is you can 100% change the way your mind works. Seriously, stay with me. I'm going to walk you through a way to shift your mindset that is simple, powerful, and honestly, way better than what some of these experts are teaching online today. So hey, if you are all about practical mindset shifts, real faith, and smart business strategies, then you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. That way you won't miss out on any of the good stuff that we've got coming up on this channel. Okay, cool. I've gotten that out of the way. So let's dive back in. Let's play a little game. I'm feeling a bit playful today. Imagine your brain is literally like your smartphone, and those everyday things that you do, your habits, think of them as apps on your phone. And what you're seeing in your life, your results, that's what is appearing on the big screen. But here is where we get stuck. A lot of us are trying to get different, better results by just clicking on the same old apps over and over. It's like launching struggle and self-doubt version 2.0 and somehow expecting to lead to wild success. Spoiler alert, it just won't. And here's the really wild part. You didn't even choose to install half of those apps in your life. They were preloaded from childhood experiences, your environment, or maybe a teacher who embarrassed you when you were in year 4 or 4th grade. Or a family member who somehow made money feel like it was the root of all evil. And yet the Bible tells us that it is not money which is the root of all evil. It is the love of money which is the root of all evil. When you find yourself loving money more than you love your Creator, loving money more than the people in your own life, when life is all about money, money, money and nothing else, that is when it becomes the root of all evil. And now you're just feeling frustrated, endlessly tapping into the same app, expecting a different outcome. But here's the real kicker. It's not that you don't want it bad enough. Neither is it because you're lazy. It's just that your mind is running the show behind the scenes. Your mind is busy playing an old script behind the scenes. Which brings me to something that can completely shift everything if you allow this to sink in. And that is number 2. Your mind is the boss, and it decides what is possible. Have you ever noticed that you behave according to what you believe about yourself inside? Have you ever noticed that? And not just what you say you want. Think about it. That's why someone can declare with their mouth that I want to start making 10,000. I want to start making 10K a month in my business. But deep down, their mind is humming a different tune. In their mind, they're busy telling themselves, money is hard to make. I'm not good with sales. Or people like me don't do that. So this is like trying to play a Spotify playlist on a CD player. And it's not gonna work. Why? Because those are two different systems. You're trying to get something that is old, that is no longer working, and try and implement it in your life and hope it's gonna work. Friend, it doesn't work like that. You have to update your system in order for it to work. In order for you to see those results, to start making that money that you want to make, to see that success that you want to see, you have to update your system. I'm going to dive into something that I used to believe in. I used to believe that being humble meant shrinking yourself. It meant toning down yourself. That is what I believed. Seriously, I thought that if I spoke confidently or dared to raise my prices, people would see me as arrogant. Can you believe that? That's exactly what I was thinking. I can see how crazy that sounds now that I've worked on the software of this mind. I can see how crazy that sounds. I can tell you that belief wasn't biblical. It was cultural. Some of these things we grow up hearing, we grow up being part of our culture. And as a result, You go into adult life with that same mindset, with those same teachings that you've heard as a child. And let me tell you something. That belief, this belief that I've told you, it kept me broke, totally burnt out, and constantly over-delivering to clients who, to be honest, didn't even really appreciate, who honestly didn't even value my work. Can you just imagine that? But then everything started shifting. This is when I started digging and learning more about how the subconscious work. Because maybe just like you, who has not taken the time to know how that works, I was just living my life day to day without even knowing that I had work which needed to be done up there and what it had to take me to reprogram that mindset. Okay, in a nutshell, that's when I stopped trying to look confident and naturally became someone who acted with confidence. I stopped acting. I stopped putting on a persona of trying to look confident and actually decided to be myself and act myself. I'm that person who I wanted to be. Why? Why do you think that happened? Because I finally deleted those apps, those childhood apps I was talking about, those cultural apps that were built within me as a child. To get to this age, I had to press delete on all of them. Sure, they were actually deleted from the deleted files. Can I ask you something? Have you ever met someone who makes terrible decisions look absolutely easy? Have you ever met that kind of person? As if they just woke up and accidentally destroy their finances, destroy their relationships, destroy everything around them in a single day. That's not laziness, but that is programming. But here's a powerful part. This principle works both ways. Think about a nurse. Nurses, the majority of the time, they automatically, after they've seen a patient, they know that I need to wash my hands. Or a basketball player who takes a shot without hesitation. They've programmed that precise response. It's just inbuilt within them. So success isn't about just grinding harder and harder, about installing the right habits. Number 5, reprogram your system. So here are 2 simple, powerful ways to start upgrading your mindset so your results match what you are truly capable of. The first thing I need you to do is identify the old recipe. What is that old recipe that you've been using over time, from childhood to being an adult? What is that old recipe? What beliefs are you repeating on a daily basis? Easily, without even realizing it. Start writing them down. Make a note of them. Make a mental note of them. What are those habits? Be surprised by what has been running on autopilot. Number 2, I want you to tell a better story about yourself. Tell a better story about yourself. Instead of saying, I'm always disorganized, start telling yourself, I'm building a more effective system for my life. And watch how that makes a difference. I want you to keep an eye on how things are going to be unfolding after you start saying those kind of things, or you start thinking in line with those kind of statements. Number 6, this is the last part. I believe so much that the Creator did not create you or me to live on autopilot, in default mode. He gave me the spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. Not a broke one, not a fearful one, not a distracted one. But the world wants to keep you spiritually dull and confused, because confused people don't move. How can they move? They're confused. They don't know which way to go. This is how the world wants to keep people in confusion. So I want to leave you with this. You've got to be bold enough to take out those lies. You need to uninstall those lies and replace with the truth. And that starts by deciding today. You need to make a decision today that I just don't want different results. I want a different operating system. It's one thing to want the results, but if the system is not different, you're gonna get the same results. So if this gave you clarity, or it has given you hope to rewrite your story, drop a comment below. Let me know what old belief system that you are ready to delete starting from today. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now is your time. I want you to remember this: the Most High doesn't call you to play small. Go live bold, renew your mind, and watch your whole life level up. Hey, if you're serious about making those mindset shifts, Make sure to watch the 1% video right after this one. It's packed with even more insights to help you get started. All right. Thank you for watching and do take care. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.